Let's talk about a huge question, one that pretty much drives everything we do: the hunt for happiness. We spend our entire lives chasing things that we are absolutely convinced will bring us lasting joy. But what if I told you that our brains are playing a little trick on us? That they're making us misread the map to our own happiness?
Seriously, just think about it for a second. When you ask yourself that question, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For most of us, it's one of those big life goals, something like,
Finally landing that dream job, the one with the fancy title and the corner office.
or maybe it's all about real estate, getting that bigger house in the perfect neighborhood. Or, hey, maybe it's a relationship goal, like finally finding the one. We all have a list like this, right? These giant milestones that we're just sure will be the key to unlocking everything. And these goals, well, they become our own personal great happiness chase. We have this really deep-seated belief that as soon as we get X, the job, the house, the person, then, and only then, will we finally, truly be happy. So we pour all our energy into it, but are we even calculating this right? Well, it turns out there's this powerful little glitch in our thinking, a cognitive bias that consistently leads us astray. It's called the focusing illusion, and it is the main reason we are so bad at predicting what will actually make us happy. So, what is it exactly? Well, the focusing illusion is our brain's tendency to zoom in on one single, shiny detail of something, like the huge salary of a new job, and we blow its importance way out of proportion. We convince ourselves that this one thing will have this massive, game-changing impact on our life, and pretty soon, it's all we can see. And this is the heart of the trick. Our brain puts a giant spotlight on the exciting, new stuff. But at the same time, we conveniently ignore all the other things. The boring, mundane, everyday reality that isn't going to change one bit. Things like your commute, paying bills, or just the fact that you're still you. So why? Why are our brains so easily fooled by this? I mean, it's not like we're doing it on purpose. It's really just a quirk of how our minds are wired. Let's dig into the science of why we keep falling into this trap. It usually happens in 3 super predictable steps. First, there's salience bias. Our attention gets hijacked by whatever is new and prominent. It's shiny, so we stare at it. Next, we start neglecting the mundane. We completely forget that even with a dream job, you still have to take out the trash. And finally, the big one kicks in: hedonic adaptation. This is our brain's incredible ability to get used to stuff. That initial thrill just fades, and we drift right back to our original happiness level. Okay, let's make this super concrete with a classic example that gets so many people: the dream of moving somewhere with perfect, sunny weather all the time. Here, the illusion is working overtime. We focus on the fantasy, right? Endless sunshine, days at the beach, this feeling of a permanent vacation. But what do we ignore? The reality. The sticky humidity, the higher cost of living, and oh yeah, leaving your entire support system of friends and family behind. And the kicker? Studies actually show that people in sunny places are, on average, no happier than people living in colder ones. Okay, but what about the ultimate dream? The one thing that has to work, the thing that would solve everything: winning the lottery. The fantasy here is obvious. Total freedom, zero worries, just pure, lasting happiness forever. But again, the research on actual lottery winners tells a completely different story. The reality often involves strained relationships, new and intense pressures from all that wealth, and, you guessed it, after that first rush wears off, they go right back to their original happiness baseline. So, this isn't just some harmless little mental quirk. Constantly falling for the focusing illusion has real, tangible consequences. It can seriously shape our lives for the worse if we don't pay attention to it. This endless chase for the next big thing just leaves us feeling constantly dissatisfied with what we already have. It can trick us into making huge, poor life decisions, like quitting a stable job for a dream that doesn't deliver. We end up totally overlooking the real sources of joy in our day-to-day lives: our relationships, our hobbies, and yeah, it's pretty much a guaranteed recipe for buyer's remorse. All right, so that's the problem. The big question is, what do we do about it? How do we break free and start finding a more authentic, more reliable kind of happiness? Well, the good news is there are some simple, powerful tools we can all use. First step, practice zooming out. When you're thinking about a big change, force yourself to see the whole picture: the good, the bad, and the boring. Second, Try to focus more on the process, not just the outcome. Find some joy in the actual journey. Third, and this is a huge one, prioritize experiences and people over things. The research on this is crystal clear. Relationships bring way more lasting happiness than stuff ever will. And finally, something you can do right now. Practice gratitude. Actively appreciating what you have is a powerful antidote to that feeling of always wanting more.
Look, the focusing illusion is a powerful mental trap for sure. But the incredible thing is, just being aware of it, that's the biggest step to breaking free. By widening your focus from a tight spotlight to a big panoramic view, you can stop chasing these temporary highs and start building a real foundation for lasting joy. So I'll leave you with this to chew on. What's one small joy that you might have overlooked today?